Okay, so let me see. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so here
Yes, sir, we can see.
I just used a very simple just a conical hill. You can use the 3D shapes here. You can use these guys. You can use this one, and then for horizontal layer you can use a donut. So you can see that we have this one is just like horizontal layer, and what we see is just like a road section, and we see that the layer is intersecting. But if you want to see the third dimension, you can actually rotate it a little bit, and you can see that how these layers look like in the 3D or the map view. And it also tells you how much oblique you are, or it's like, or if you are like just like the 90 at a 90 degrees. So you can actually use some of these tools. Here's an example of inclined layer, and you can see that the inclined layer, what you see, maybe because of its plunge or maybe because of its dip, you can see that how it looks like in the third dimension as well, and how it looks like in the 2D. So it's useful for students who are doing geological mapping to see layers in 2D, and it was always hard for us to understand the third dimension when we were students of geological mapping and geology. So you can see here a vertical layer that is cutting again another hill, and it's just like the interaction of topography and the geological layers. So it's later on what you can do when you draw shapes, then you can just select them, and then actually you can group them as well. So you can ungroup and group these guys, and then they start moving together, and you can also move them on the axis as well to see the rocks that are oriented at some angle as well. Okay, so I think that's all from my side. If you have anything, we can discuss.
Thing is, thank you, Dr. Harun. Yeah, it's good. Actually, this is like when, especially when we are teaching the geological or structural geology, sometimes very difficult to tell the beginners or the first year, second year student how they are dipping or what is the strike, where they are going. Because normally they want to see 3D view. So while doing slides on PPT, it's difficult to tell them because they're bit confused with that. I think it's good to tell them, for the beginners, to know about geological layers, and even in some courses they can use this to make some like small models or something like that. Like now previously we were doing virtual, we were doing the physical models. So now there is no physical interaction face to face. Now this they can easily use for, I think. Yeah, it's good. But is it possible we can have the assessments or something like that using this? Like if we combine this two tools like ClassKick or this thing,
Yeah,
so
I
I think
think
it'd be great.
very useful. You just don't need hard copies. You just go for the software, ask them to draw a layer, and then do the assessment in hand. Yeah.
So yeah, if any one of you having any question related to today's COP from me and Dr. Arun, you're most welcome to ask. There is one, Dr. Arun, there is one on chat.
Yeah, I saw that he's asking about a flower structure. Yeah, Haris, we can draw the flower structure as well. You just need a 2D drawing. Just try to import it in the paint, and then what you can do, just try to draw that in the 3D using the 3D drawing tool. And later on you can adjust, just see the top view, and then just adjust those lines, because maybe when you are drawing it in 2D, it's not that in the 3D. So you need to understand the third dimension. That's important. And once you complete your drawing, then you just see the map view and see how normally maps show a flower structure. You can just Google that one and just see whether it's the same, and then I think it will be a total replica of what I did. You can do that, but it needs a little more time, and I think a little more practice. Yeah, welcome. Good question.
Okay. So do we have any more questions here?
I think Dr. Yasir said, have you any experience in mapping fractures?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Difficult
thing.
question. Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to know, like, for example, if the fractures are penetrative or if the fractures are not non-penetrative. It means like if they continue and you can follow them. Maybe if I'm a geologist, so now normally I talk about outcrops. So if you see in outcrops, if the fracture is not that penetrative, and then it's like linear feature. But if it is penetrative, it means it's a planar feature and it extends in the next directions. And then I think you can use simple layers. Layers are also available in the Paint 3D. You can use those layers and try to intersect the structure. Then you need a bigger structure than these small hills, and then try to see the third dimension as well. Maybe you can just don't color anything in the hill, and then use that particular plane, and then try to see that particular plane, group that, and then try to rotate it. If you rotate that one, maybe it will be easy to understand or comprehend the orientation of those fractures. Because normally when we do fracture analysis in the field, we have their directions, and we use a circle inventory method, and then we try to plot their directions like northeast, southwest, northwest. So those directions you can just try to put it on the maybe a faulted anticline, or maybe an anticline, or maybe doubly plunging anticline. So then you just put those on that, and then try to see whether those actually reflect, because they are very important in those areas where we have tight limestones, or we have tight sandstones for understanding, and the petroleum migration and later storage for reservoir. I hope I answered the question.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Harun. So guys, do you have any more questions? You can ask to open up your mic, or you can ask on the chat. If not, then we can just wind up the session.
All right.
All right, I guess we are done here. Thank you so much, Dr. Numair and Dr. Harun, for the informative session. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Hope to see you.